Yeah, everyone is joining a new lobby, so I need to go find that new lobby. As the, actual streamer, I don't need a tick box, because I'm that good. I'm joking.
Callum is
God, what is wrong with me? Really hyper. I don't know why. Help.
We need that energy at the minute. I'm a bit depleted at the minute. I'm a bit tired.
Mate, I have just done 9 to 5 today. I am absolutely tired as hell. Yet for some reason I have more energy than most people who have only been at work for a couple hours.
Are we actually streaming now?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Streaming nothing.
All right. Do you want to start then? Should we start?
Yeah, just give me a
Oh, he's on one tonight.
I really am. It's awful. I'm just gonna make sure it's actually live. Yeah, it's live.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. Hello and welcome to the SLR SidePOD. Today we are having a bit of a weird day because we don't actually have the regulars that we usually do. We do have Steve-O, of course.
Hello.
Beautiful Steve-O. But today we only have Beast and Owen joining us today instead of the usual Clock and Ranga. And of course them two who usually join.
Sorry, it's going to be an improvement.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a less
Hey, I've
cluttered
been here
day.
every week. I don't know what you're on about.
I was going to say, Owen was here last week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm just here for a very special segment later on.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, we'll announce that in a bit. We're not going to say yet because it's...
Don't spoil the surprise.
there's going to be a lot of people crying or a lot of people fully overjoyed that it may not be a certain person or something. I don't know. Shut up. You didn't hear that from me. So, today our topic is, of course, first weekend of SLR Season 5. Australia is out of the way. Damn, there's such similar name tracks, aren't there? Such a pain.
Getting a bit confused.
And
this
yeah.
life.
And we are going to do. Oh, I don't want to hear my own voice.
Sorry. Sorry.
Please don't be playing my own voice down the mic. And we will try to be. Oh my lord, we will be talking about real life Formula 1. More specifically, the first 3 races of the season, which should have been started in March, but of course, due to COVID-19, started 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah,
3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah. So, we will be doing Driver of the Day since the first weekend of SLR Season 5 has finished. That will be, of course, later on after the quiz. And, what should we start off with, lads? What are you feeling first?
Should we kick it off with just SLR or Australia?
Well, no, I think
Okie-dokie then.
SLR.
No, go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, let's start off with the record number of views on Friday, which was amazing.
Oh, did we get record number of views?
We had over 100 at one point.
103.
Oh shit!
103, I think, we maxed out at. So,
Woo.
big thanks to everyone who watched that, who tuned in. Yeah.
Yeah,
we had some. I mean, the viewing
was
was up for the whole weekend.
Yeah, it was good. Nice. It shows kind of the forward motion that we're going in with the league, which is always great to see as well.
Yeah, not just the league, but also kind of the esports in motor racing. I think there's a big strive forward in that, which is good to see as well.
Yeah. I know a lot of our other streams across the podcast and the F2 races that have been getting more and more views. Not on the level of the actual division views, but getting strong views there. I'm happy if there's at least 1 or 2 people watching this podcast, because it's actually fun. And it means we're not just talking to ourselves, babbling on, so... Anyway, let's begin with this weekend at Australia. Of course, We started with F2. I'm not sure of the results of F2 because
there wasn't
get them.
F2.
No, we didn't have
There
it,
was no
mate.
F2.
Did we not have F2?
We didn't.
There wasn't F2?
Did you not get the
Yeah,
I
facts?
know that. I did not get the facts. I definitely didn't get the facts. Did we do it? Australia did F2?
No, they
No.
don't.
Oh,
That's why.
I've been
Driver,
cheating.
that's why there's only one driver of the week interviewee.
Oh yeah, I wondered why that was.
Oh right, okay.
Well, I guess I've made an upsie. So we actually started with Division 1, as it's now called, since it's on a Friday. It's now Division 1.
It always has
instead.
been. it's always been on a Friday.
Yes, but it's now Division 1 on a Friday instead of on a
Division
Sunday.
1 is now on a
Oh,
Friday. After
sorry.
it got moved,
I-
didn't it? So
Yes.
Steve.
Oh, my fault
Blame me
completely.
for something.
Yeah.
Can't believe you do that to me, Steve.
No, sorry, my apologies. You're right. It was Div 2 on a Friday, not Div 1. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
you're
it was.
completely right. I was
So-
completely wrong, but I take it on the chin.
So, of course, we had Div 1 on Friday, and that was the first race of our long weekend. And since we have two people from Div 1 in the
One.
chat, not the chat,
Just-
in the
just me.
party today. Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
It's just me.
Oh, Beast is not in Div 1 anymore, is he?
No, we have one from each division actually in the party, which is good.
We do.
Great.
It's almost like it was made.
It's not 'cause I can't comment on Div 3 because I wasn't in it long enough.
Steve.
Well, I mean, I'm saying this to
But
you,
let's carry on
so
with
it
Owen
doesn't really
in
matter.
Div 1.
Yep. So, Owen, you are, of course, the Div 1 driver in this party at the moment. Can you explain / go over what happened this weekend for your lot?
Yeah, so well, it was actually all right considering how last season started off. It was quite a tamed down first chicane compared to last year and on the Friday night, and yeah, we only had one spin, and I think that was Liam. So it was quite unfortunate to see him go around after I was held up massively because I tried to go 3 wide into turn 1, and that doesn't work. So I held
Not
back
usually.
massively. I came out last. And I just was struggling through, and I see Liam sideways, and I was like, "Oh God!" So, that what happened. We raced
Excuse
on.
me.
Kevin got pole by an absolute mile, and
Yeah.
he was quite almost dominating the race. And then he had a bit of a spin, if I remember rightly, and he struggled a bit with traction. I think, from at least what I saw on when I rewatched it on Twitch. And he didn't actually score in the end, but he still got the new lap record actually for Australia. So we got a new lap
Woo,
record.
finally, someone beat it.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it lasted quite a while.
It was season
Australia-
1.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was season 1. That was one of the questions from Clock's quiz last week.
It was because I already knew who it was. That was
Yeah. Damn.
yeah. What was I going to say?
Yeah,
Obviously, as you'd expect, with the game only being a few weeks old still, there was a few teething problems here and there, which you'd expect.
God.
And I think you've already encountered some tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But yeah, it was all quite nice as well. But yeah, every now you get a few little problems, and I think we had quite a few connection issues as well. But I don't know whether that was the game or the people themselves. So yeah. Oh, of course, we've got the big one as well. We've got the new corner name, haven't we? Which,
Do we?
We've got the Morgan Masher, as it's now called.
The
Renaming of
Morgan
Masher
Masher.
chicane.
Marrow Masher.
It's
Yeah.
not the Marrow
Rebranded.
Masher anymore.
Yeah. We agreed
Shock and
that
horror.
the first man or woman to hit the wall and spin out would get it renamed after him, and that was Morgan. So yeah, he's
Congrats
it's
to
now
Morgan.
named after him.
Congratulations, Morgan, for becoming the Morgan Masher.
Yes, we got,
God, how long has that the actual name lasted? I think that was season 2. No, it wasn't season 2. It was season 3 that we got that name for the Marrow Masher.
it was season 4 actually. It was last year. So I mean, whoever was on comms actually, I think it was Pricey came up with it during the Div 2
right.
stream. And he just said, and he goes through the Marrow Masher, and that was when everyone kind of started laughing after listening to it. But yeah. Then, of course, it seemed quite close at the end, actually. I think there was about 4 cars, all very close together and looking like they could all have a chance of winning it. And then, funnily enough, the 2 guys that are normally here with us that aren't, Ranger and Clock, they were 1 and 2, respectively. I believe Monkey actually finished P2 on track. With in-game penalties, he moved to P3, and it was Jib Jab in P4. And that is just about everything. But yeah, it was his first podium as well, so congrats to Monkey on that.
Congratulations, Monkey.
Yeah.
You done Owen, or was there any other comments?
Yeah, no, that's
like
everything for me, I think.
No, I was hoping you'd say a bit more so I could prepare myself a little bit longer for Div 2. Alright, this is going to be sad because I don't really remember much from the race apart from annoyance and rage. Alright, so if you're all right for me to go ahead and start 2 section, it's fine. Alright, so of course Div 2 being the new, essentially the new division in a way because it's the new time. Yeah, we were more organised than before. We started the lobby at about 5:30, I think it was, and then got everyone in. One of them didn't show up, and one of them joined during qualifying, which was, for me personally, an absolute rubbish show because, yeah, I'm so glad I wasn't part of Div 1 because I span at the Morgan Masher in the wall.
It would have been the Callum Cruncher.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the Callum Cruncher.
That's actually, that sounds good as well.
Oh, please don't. Let's not do that. Not start that. Yeah, I was actually on a slowdown lap. Someone parked on the apex, so I had to take a rubbish line and span it. So yeah, I actually would have got through Q1 if that wasn't for. But Gito, being the man himself, showed excellent pace along with a couple others. As we see a Haas actually spin coming out the final corner on the Wednesday race. I don't know who that was, but he's just span and sat in the middle of the track. Yeah, Div 2 was a stupid race because there was spins every other corner. Some not so clean racing. There wasn't anything to, tell the stewards about, but it was not the best. Some unruly moves that may not have been plausible, and yeah, overall, it was not really a race, to be honest. Congratulations, Zach is Beast. It is Zach is Beast, isn't it? Yeah, Zach is Beast on his first win in SLR. Congratulations to him after just being promoted last week. The week before the race. So, of course, congratulations to him on, becoming one of SLR's winners. So,
I was going to say, because he won the Div 3
Div Season 3.
He absolutely walked it.
Did he?
Yeah, well, that's why he was moved up, because his pace was ridiculous. But that's fair, that's
Yeah.
It shows that it was what it warranted him moving up, because he did a great job. But the actually won the Div 3 season. Yeah, is that his first SLR win then?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, because he won the pre-season race, and then because he absolutely he won it by 20 seconds or something. And so clearly Ranger and the rest of the lads were clearly like, you know what, up you go. You can't have it in Div 3, so he went up.
Yeah, I didn't get a choice of whether he moved up or not. I was just told, you've got Zaga's Beast now. Find him a seat. Put him in the seat. And got rid of him. I think Jonesy moved down for Zaga's Beast, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Jonesy did 3, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, congratulations. It was not the greatest race for me personally, and I did see a couple of people struggling. I know my teammate did retire. The fraud squad. That's Racing Point for those who don't know the hashtag fraud squad. Yeah, it was just was an alright race, to be honest. Had some good battles with, I think it was Cheese and SF, who was the one who joined during qualifying. So yeah, it was an alright race. And I can't waffle on any longer because I'm out of things to say, so... Evo, take it away for Div 3. I just blanked there.
Well, it was a good show, first week, 19 people. I did just have the thing standing up, not just the lead up standing. No, it was good. The big. I got to say a big shout out to Ned, though, my teammate for this season, from 19th to 2nd, and that's amazing. But it was. I think it was just a race of kind of mishaps and spins and things, and especially like what was it on the last lap or the penultimate lap? Plain Teddy and someone else, I can't remember who, spinning out at the end and letting Sweaty Confetti come through to win, and Ned pick up the much needed points from McLaren in second, and got driver of the day as well. Oh, really good. But that was a good first race. Not for me. I got binned in the first lap, so it happens. And
I think we all had a bad race this weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was great. I just wanted, because I didn't feel like I had any pace in the qualifying, but I started the race and I put myself on the mediums. I thought I'd go mediums and just see what happens, and the car felt really balanced. Like the games, it did definitely downforce in the game that they kind of designed. It seemed so much more playable, I suppose would be the word. So yeah, it felt, especially on multiplayer. So no, it was good, but yeah, just to do one like half a lap, a bit demoralising, but it's alright. We looked to Bahrain, but no, I don't. I'm trying to think who else stood out for this weekend. Really, there's no Gareth, so he'll be back fighting strong next week, I'm sure.
Of course, he always does.
Was he still not back this week? Is he?
Yeah, he's back this weekend. Yeah,
okay.
His first race this weekend. So yeah. Sorry, I did have it. Yeah, so Plain Teddy got pole with a 120.7, and I was watching it, and because I think I got 12, so I could watch Q3, and I thought, hey up, we've got another one that should be moving, because that's a good time, and he did actually. I think he did dominate a lot of the race, to be fair, until that last. I mean, there was a couple of safety cars for VSCs and stuff.
Yeah.
I think. And then I think he got it.
And he started the race on part one and absolutely walked it from there. He had a massive gap until, I want to say it was a VSC or something, or no, it was a safety car.
Safety car, wasn't it?
And somebody else.
I'm
they'd
trying to
already
think who it
passed the
was.
pit entry, didn't they? And everyone else.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and then
was it Rando?
They were a lap down. They came out like P7, P8, and within about 3 or 4 laps, he was in the lead of the race again. And I was like, how did he manage that? And then he was doing really well. And then he was just on the when was it? It was on the exit of the first chicane, just after the restart. He had a great restart. He shot off and he spun it on the exit of turn 2 and crashed out. So I was gutted for him, really.
Yeah, but didn't I thought the second place the person in second crashed as well, didn't they? Well, I thought it was 2 cars involved,
I
and then
think it was Teddy.
Oh, right.
I think it was Teddy anyway.
It was Teddy anyway. Right. So Plain Teddy just basically cost himself the race. Oh, so that's a shame for him. So I'm sure he's going to be fighting tooth and nail for this weekend coming, because he's definitely got good pace. He's definitely shown he's got to grips with the game quicker than most, I would say. But no, I mean generally the pace was good though. In Div 3, it was good pace. You know, some good battles. Yeah, I think good for a first weekend. I think it was good. It was only 12 finishes though, so maybe
I was just saying.
Was it? Yeah, so try and get a few more finishing and be better. But no, I think all in all for the first race, I think it was good. And I think there's going to be some good battles going on in the season. So as long as Plain Teddy doesn't get it together and run away with it with his pace that he's showing at the moment. But hopefully everyone will just catch up. I mean, it's the first race, isn't it? And we've got a few new drivers as well. That makes a difference. Plum Gorilla, Rando, Remix. You know, they can all. You know, we haven't really seen their true pace or their true racing ability yet. So until that happens, we'll
Well, I mean, if you're watching the Wednesday race, actually we're watching Plain Teddy and Plum Gorilla right now. Who are actually racing in this race right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
And,
And everyone, sorry
Sorry, I have to introduce everyone to this.
yeah.
No, it's not sorry for jumping so late, everybody.
That's all right. We know it's all right. We know you've been listening to these two as Div 3. Oh no, Div 1. Who done Div 1? Owen.
Me.
Yeah. So and then you joined in after, so you've missed out. So you're all right.
No, he's got away with it.
So you timed that well.
Good stuff.
Are you done with Div 3 there, mate?
I'm done with Div 3, mate. Yeah.
Mate. Yeah. So.
I don't think I can talk. I don't think I can talk any more about my half a lap.
Alright, Beast, it's your time to shine. Take it away.
Yeah, thanks. As a whole, the race wasn't too exciting. There wasn't many proper on-track battles with any overtaking moves as such. But in quali, there was a couple of big shocks. We saw Ham Jam get knocked out in Q2, which you wouldn't think would happen. We had Crispy, newly promoted from the old Div 2, in 7th, so he was pretty high up. And then obviously Freeman with an insane lap, a 1:19.1, which is ridiculous. Like, that's almost esports pace. So, yeah, that's just insane. Then from the race, unfortunately Freeman couldn't convert it into the win. I think he spun on the corner after the masher, maybe?
Yeah, it was
completely on his own. He had a pretty comfortable lead, and then binned it into the wall, and then ended up down in 10th, so he just scraped a point. What else happened in the race? Crispy, who obviously had the good quality, had a crash and crashed out. Me personally, I didn't have a great race. I spun it, and then while trying to correct myself, put it into the wall again, which wasn't my proudest moment.
It's one stream for everyone to watch as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Ghost Colt, new driver in the league, came second to Jam Ham, of course, being the reigning champion, defending his title. And then we had Midzi in third, so a pretty strong podium, considering Freeman's not on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't know what else to say.
Well, can I just ask? How did you find the step up? You know, like as in racing with people that, you know, you're stepping up into basically our elite now. So how did you find it?
It's a big difference. It's not a difference I wasn't expecting, I would say, because obviously we have all the invitationals where I've driven with the likes of Ham, Jam, Freeman, and them. But just being with a lot more of them, like them kind of caliber of driver, it was definitely a tough experience, let's say. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Well, I'm sure it will be, but I'm sure it's just experience, isn't it? Like anything.
Yeah.
I think if you was to ask Crispy or Darnell that same question, they could give you a completely different answer.
Yeah, they both seem to do quite well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So where did they finish in? So Crispy didn't finish.
Crispy, yeah, he did crash out, but he had a strong quality. And then Darnell, I think he finished within the points, but due to
11.
penalty, he got
5 seconds. Yeah. So yeah, but Crispy qualified step. So yeah, good show from the old Div 2 guys then moving up. So it's all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ranga. I'm gonna have to do this to you since it's turned up late. How was Div 1 for you, mate?
Yeah.
You should be apologising, mate. It's probably one of the only weekends this season I'll be able to bask in. Oh, mate, it was brilliant. Obviously, I think there was a little bit of pressure during this going into the weekend. Like, looking back on it, I feel like there was some pressure. I think at the time it was just, I didn't really think about it. I just went into it like any normal weekend. Didn't really over practice. I just did what I need to do. I know that I don't tend to practice as much as everyone else. I feel this might sound stupid, but when I do too much practice, I feel like then I'll start making mistakes and I start overthinking when I go into corners and how much, where I can brake, where I could potentially find time rather than actually just getting a good lap down and doing consistent laps and not picking up penalties. I think I don't know, it all came together. I've been a perfect amount of practice. The car felt great. It was really, really good balance on the setup, and I think that was shown by the fact that I didn't pick up any penalties. It was pretty unheard of for someone like me to go penalty free. But I know I was pretty. It was just perfect. Qualifying could have been a little bit better, but I can't really argue with P4. But in terms of the race, it couldn't have gone any better. I mean, in terms of race pace, I don't think I was the quickest there. There were definitely people quicker than me, particularly JH and Kevin. They both seemed to make mistakes. I think JH made a strategy call error and pit in so early, and Kevin obviously made quite a few actual on-track errors in terms of misjudging the car or so on and so forth. And it was nice. It was nice to win. I don't win very often. Haven't won very often since the creation of the league, really. But I don't know. Okay, but going back onto what I was saying, I think looking back on it, I think I could have maybe thought, or you could have classed it a bit of pressure on me to perform. I think a lot of people have got the impression that I'm going to have a good season. I'd like to think I'm going to have a good season. I don't really class myself as a title challenger. There was a lot of talk on Instagram as well about me winning the race or getting pole or something like that. So obviously, I guess it's in the back of your mind. You don't want to kind of buckle under the pressure sort of thing. But really, when I did it, it didn't even faze me. I didn't even think about it. I just went about my race. Had really great help from Division. Retired pretty early into the race, and he was really kind to stay on and basically do my race engineering, giving me updates and telling me when and where I was losing time to Monkey and Pop and the like. And when I was chasing Kevin for the lead after I pitted, I think he was about 4 seconds in front of me. And he was battling JH, and so we knew JH had to pit, and he was telling me about how I need to keep pushing because I was gaining time because they were battling, and then Kevin lost his wing, and he was telling me all about it, and it was brilliant. Yeah, it worked straight to my favour. I knew that everyone around me had penalties. I knew I just had to keep it on the track, and it was such a rewarding win. It's probably my favourite win of my league racing history, career sort of thing. It was really, really enjoyable. I don't know, it was, I think the fact as well that if even if I didn't have to go penalty free to get a good result, that makes sense. I've done it all, it's all me. I've not had any assistance in terms of being moved up the order a bit higher than I might have been because of not even listening that for, but I think it was really satisfying that it was generally race pace. Obviously capitalising on some errors, but race pace and just generally good racing that got me there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, congratulations, mate.
Can I just ask, from a league owner's point of view, though, mate, about the stream numbers we got? I did mention it earlier, but
it's just unreal, wasn't it?
Brilliant, wasn't it?
It's just, I think generally the stream numbers we've been getting recently are just incredible. I think if you look at the way the league's progressed now, obviously been it since day one in terms of the league owner figure. You look at the way the figures have just gradually gone up. It's a very consistent trend. Season 1 was relative. If we looked at it now, we'd think, okay, that's not great. We would think, we'd think of ways we could, engage more people, this on and so forth. But at the time, it was good for us. And then, we moved up and up and up, and it's a gradual trend. It just shows constant, consistent improvement. And it's just, I think it's what everyone wants. I couldn't really think of. I don't know. It's hard to think of words to describe how I feel looking at the stream numbers. It's such a rewarding thing to look at and think that you know, a lot of hard work that yourself and the other admins have put in place, and everything that, you know, like, you know, it's just like works like clockwork. It just goes, almost runs itself now, doesn't it? Really, for the fact that it's
It does.
And you know, all the hard work's been put in place in the first place for it to allow it to work as it does, and to see the reward in terms of the stream figures and the amount of people who are part of the league and who enjoy the league, and to who the league means a lot to, is just, yeah, it's so rewarding. It's such a brilliant thing to be part of. But I must say, I think breaking our stream record twice within like 5 days.
Yeah.
What day was it we actually broke the record?
Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, yeah.
Fridays, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 103 or something like that?
Yeah.
So that's almost doubled what our record was a week before that. So before the record was 52. Then it went up to 83,
82.
I think it was. Like
Yeah.
82, yeah. And then it went up to 102, and that, well, 103, and that is just... Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's absolutely incredible.
Things you love to see.
I don't know whether
Absolute
I don't know whether the fourth division's got anything to do with it, like adding that fourth division, but the numbers
it's bound
through
to.
all of the week. Yeah, but the numbers through all of the weekend was higher than what you'd expect. I mean, I think there was like 47, 48 for Div 3 or Div 2, and then the new time seemed to work as well. So that was a plus.
It's really
the unknown of that,
good
really,
thing to
wasn't it?
see. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of things that got to go in place before the new division was, you know, agreed upon. Obviously, I've been wanting it for ages, as Scott made clear in the race report. I've always wanted 4 divisions, but it makes sense from my perspective. It's just, it seems, you know, the league's in such a good position, and it's got so many brilliant people running it, and people who genuinely care about the league, like really care about it. It's in such a perfect position to facilitate a 4th division, and it just seemed like a no-brainer to me. And to see the response from drivers in the pre-season racing last week, and streamers and guys literally queuing up to stream, and people being disappointed they can't do commentary and stuff. It's like, obviously, you know, you don't want to let anyone down and be like, sorry, we can't get you on comms this week, or sorry, we can't get you a seat this week. But really, it's all a good thing. It's not a bad thing that, you know, we can't maybe get people in a full-time seat, or people aren't happy they've got full-time seats. It's just, it's from a league perspective, it's a good thing that competitiveness is so high, and people are so, well, what's the word? So bothered whether they get a full-time seat or not. It's just, keen. Yes, I mean, you see that in the Discord all the time, don't you? It's just, I personally have not got the keenness or the eagerness as some guys have for the game. I've got a lot of keenness and eagerness for the admin side of things, and the running of the actual the divisions or the leagues or whatever particular thing I'm being tasked with. But in terms of like my actual motivation to play the game and to race and to do this and all that is nowhere near as high as some people who are continuously putting in the Discord, 5 lappers anyone? 25% anyone? 50% race anyone?
Oh god, yeah.
But that's good though, because that's grown the league as well. I think all the off league racing kind of playing together. You know, you're playing with, I mean, like the 5 lappers are always going on, and it's great for new guys coming in as well. So I think that's helped the league as well.
It's a really good way for people to bet in, because I think when people are first brought into the league, they're like, I mean, I remember Gareth telling me exactly how he feels. He's like, you know, I think Scott did some recruitment, but Scott actually joking. Scott found Gareth in a lobby and obviously liked the way he drove. And to be honest, that's quite a common way for us to find drivers. It's an easy way to find, you know, to separate out clean people from dirty drivers. So it's just it made sense, but it was just, you know, people, you know, they join the league, they're probably a little bit apprehensive at times, thinking, what the hell is this? Why have I been chosen for it? What's the hidden catch? All that sort of stuff. Like, you know, Gareth was telling me about how he was expecting there to be some sort of admin fee for joining the league, and like, oh yeah, it's all good, and like, all well and good, you can race on Saturdays, and you've got to pay the league owners a 25 monthly fee or something. something like that. And I think it. Yeah,
Oh my
it
god!
takes, imagine.
Damn, we missed a trick there. I know. Yeah, we missed a trick there, mate. Damn it.
Yeah, damn, that just pays off the student loan right there.
Yeah, season 6. Start charging.
Yeah. Sorry. In all seriousness, I think just that helps the whole community, helps people to bed in, doesn't it? Really, like as soon as people join the Discord, I think it depends obviously what division they're for. I think each division is a bit different in terms of how they socialise with each other. I think there's like some guys in Elite who socialise with each other, like Ham Jam, Midzy, Mercs, Ryan, to name a few. And in Div 1, there's several groups of people in Div 1 who socialise with each other. I know obviously I'm talking, I'm in constant contact with obviously the admins in there, but also talking like boys like Callum or Scopes or Hamilton, Guna, and people like that. And then obviously Division 2 is obviously, because it's a new division, there's probably not that many existing.
Not really.
Existing little friendship groups, but I think we're starting to see a few form because of people doing lobbies, and obviously Division 3 is a few nice little friendship groups that are developing because people are just spending time together doing lobbies and like common interest. They know they're not going to be bossing each other off the track, and if they are, it's not going to be serious. It's just going to be a bit of a joke. So it's like still well and good. Yeah, I think it really helped people to bed in. I think that, as to an extent, has really helped Division 2, particularly because obviously it's a new time. It almost has to form its new little community, doesn't it? Really, because it hasn't been there previously, has it? Because it's not been, it's just started, so it's bound to have to form its new little bonds with each other, sort of thing. But the other divisions have already got because they've been in place. So I think a couple of guys in particular, I think we were not concerned, but we were keeping an eye on it regularly to see what the situation was with Div 2. But I think a couple of boys have joined particularly recently, and they just seem to be very very keen, very interested, very grateful to have a full-time seat and be able to be there every Saturday should they be available. So I think
from what I've seen in Div 2 and across all the other divisions, especially Div 2, since of course, like you said, we were basically a brand new division. There's still people that have been here since season. I don't think season 1. I think Hicklin is, the only one in Division 2 apart from me who's been here since season 1. Everyone else has sort of joined on other seasons, and there's a lot of people that have joined this season. It's been difficult, but the party that we had, like our party chat on Saturday afternoon, was great. We were chatting, we were having a bit of a joke, we had the pre-season where we were just talking and, actually, bonding and trying to, break the ice because everyone was so awkward in the party chats because we didn't know each other. But I know personally, me and Barlow literally said, he's my phone number, call if I need to talk to you, and we just talked for an hour and a half. Great. So, we are, you can tell this league builds itself on the bonds of everyone in here. Because, people share, then when people start to know more each other, they share, and the league just grows from there, and it's definitely amazing to see where it was to where it is now. And, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we've been actually talking about that for about 10-15 minutes now,
that's good. Good topic.
Yeah, it's a great topic. I love when we get Ranger in, especially because he just rambles on for ages and ages. I love it.
Sorry, boys.
No, don't say sorry. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's great because it means I didn't have to talk as much. It's great because we get the opinion of someone who basically has the most passion for this league. Because of course, one of the original league owners before you start bringing everyone else in, and the person who puts everything forward, is messaging everyone, doing this, that, and the other, and yeah, it's great to hear your opinions. And while I do say it's waffling on, it's it's good waffling on. It's actual information that shows how much you care for the league.
Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
So I'm going to actually move on to the main topic. We won't have as long to talk about.
Like we're 14 minutes in already.
Yeah, we're 40 minutes in. And we've still got to do the quiz and the driver of the week.
Yeah, everything. Alright,
Oh,
we might have to
God.
make it a short main topic today.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Alright,
Not so
so
main topic.
the main topic was going to be about IRL F1, the first 3 races of this season, since it started off late. I think what I'm basically going to have to do is go around, say what you think about the league, the first few races this season, and then yeah, we'll move on to the next bits. So we'll start with Owen. I think have you watched the F1?
Yes, I have. In fact, it's kind of quite nice that you started the week, because since the start of this kind of thing, well, I planned when the season started that I was going to keep note of all of the session results and everything that I found out. Make sure I had all the results of all the races, and I had them all in like a little PowerPoint on my laptop.
Yeah.
I was going to start it while I was away, but then of course everything happened, and then we've only just recently had the start of the season, and I've continued that, and I've got everything down from the race of F1 to the first practice of F3. I've literally got everything in this little PowerPoint, and I've been quite happy with it. I've been just it's nice to maybe have a look at it.
Sweat. Statman.
I know,
Absolute dog.
I've just got my laptop available, and it's just a case of just snapping the results on my phone afterwards and just putting them in it. It's quite simple, really.
That's
It's
amazing.
a bit of a stats sort of thing. I don't know why.
Clock's going to be so jealous.
Yeah, Jock. Clock's going to be absolutely pissed off at you, mate.
Yeah, from what we've seen in F1 at the minute, it looks like Mercedes are about to run away with it, which I think no one was really expecting any different.
Of course.
Yeah, other than that, I'm quite sorry for Albon in the first race in Austria, but other than that, that's all.
Yeah. It's definitely been a strange season. I think I just accidentally plugged my mic a bit there. Can you hear me alright?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because my mic just screwed
fine.
up.
all good.
Yeah, right, that's fine. It's my mic. I heard it cut a bit, so I need to make sure it's fine. Steve-O, go ahead, since you've been trucking all around the country.
I haven't made any stats at all. So sorry
Well,
to
I'm
let
not
you
asking about stats, mate, just your opinions.
No, it's strange, but I tell you what, I do like back-to-back races. It's great,
yeah.
especially because I've got a little tablet, a 10-inch tablet, and I just go and basically I nick it off my dad, but I go and download it off his Sky Cube box, and then I watch it on a Monday. It's great. It gives me entertainment. So no, I love it. I've missed it this week, it not being on. So no, I definitely wish I could do more back-to-back races. That's been a definite plus of it, but.
Yeah, it did.
really
Now,
weird.
if we
It did. feel-
we were
did feel
filled
weird.
up
It's
with the first
such an
week
easy
of
habit to
SLR.
get into.
It was fun.
Yeah, but also doing the same track 2 weeks in a row is interesting as well, because they got Silverstone to do that, and I thought the second race in Austria, you could see the differences the teams made, and I think it really helped. And this, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I've got to say, I'm thoroughly enjoying the difference, because it's just something different. It's something new and something kind of more exciting or more, like the general format's been the same format for how many decades, but to have something like this, to have something like this is just completely out there. I think it's great. I think it's great for the sport as well, because I think it will attract more people because of the differences. But no, I think it's good. I like it. And Hamilton's winning like the last two. That's always good.
Oh god.
Things you love to
And that
see.
right, and that right, Rich. And that
Things you
right,
hate to see.
Things you
Okay.
absolutely love to see.
Yeah.
Up the goat.
Or then beast if Stephen was done with his opinion.
Yep, I'm done. I'm done, mate.
What way
Yeah.
to change?
I got no stat. I got no
Very
stats.
neat.
Switch up the scene. My
Beast
stats
is
are-
actually here. Yeah,
Yeah,
go on,
yeah.
mate. What's your opinion
Again,
of the F1 so
I
far?
don't have stats either, like Steve-O.
I assume you would, mate.
Nah, ignoring Mercedes, it's been a good season so far. I think if you look at kind of Verstappen, the racing points, Lando Norris as well, especially, just the general racing seems to be almost better than it was last season, I would say.
Yeah,
But then obviously you
yeah.
have Mercedes ruining all the fun, just being, what is it, like
Right.
was Hamilton like 25
This is
seconds
what I
on
don't
on
How
Austria?
can they be ruining the fun if they're just superior? It's not their fault for building the
Be real,
bigger
Rank,
and better
they
car.
are
is
ruining
it?
the fun.
How?
Yeah.
Well, they might be ruining.
Imagine
the fun.
like
They might be
imagine
ruining the
if that
fun
Norris
for
move
a Red
in the very
Bull
last
fan.
corner was
But
in the last
we've
lap.
got to understand though. How can they generally be criticised for building what absolute monster car they've built?
I'm not criticising
It's
the car or their performance.
No, I'm not
unreal
I'm
car.
criticising how far ahead they are makes the sport less
Yeah, but
enjoyable
how
to
is that?
watch.
But how is that?
Yeah, but
That's
how-
not their fault.
I'm not
So
saying it's their
just
fault.
being-
I'm just saying it just makes the sport less enjoyable to watch. Just because, it's because of the lack of development the other 9 teams have. Let's say that.
All right.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it that way, Ferrari absolutely shit the bed.
Yeah.
Basically. Excuse
Yeah,
the
but
phrase,
that's
one.
but
Perfect
they've
transition,
absolutely.
that is. That's an absolutely
shit.
amazing
I'll tell you
transition.
what.
Congrats,
I'll
Kev.
be surprised if Binotto's there come the end of the season,
Yeah.
or if
100%.
I
Yeah.
don't think he'll be.
He'll be gone.
No.
I think
which is a
he's made
shame.
some-
That's a shame when you think
crap
about it. 'Cause
decisions.
he's a you know, I don't like Ferrari. I never have never will like Ferrari. But he bleeds Ferrari, doesn't he? He literally
Yeah.
he loves that. He loves it. He's worked his way all the way up from the bottom to be where he is now, and he's fully deserves to be where he is right now, if we're honest. But it's just some decisions that he must have made, or he must have signed off on, have
I've absolutely destroyed
clearly
him.
not worked.
think
So yeah.
The engine thing that happened late last season
Yes.
has really hindered their progress. Like, as soon as the other teams kind of protested it, and they had to obviously sort their engines out and make them legal again, they've been off the pace. And then obviously coming into this season, what are they, the 5th best car now, behind Racing Point and McLaren now. So it's crazy
Just
to
about,
see them
yeah.
drop as quickly as they have.
Yeah, it's quite funny actually talking about the Ferrari engine, because of course they're not the only team that has been
Yeah.
like, almost worsened by it. Because what we've seen, of course, Haas, so they seem to be really struggling last year. I mean, as I was saying, last year they were pretty pants as it was. But this year they are quite far down, and also that Alpha. I think then they say they have the worst comparison compared to last year, to Austria.
Yeah. They were the
Everyone.
only team slower than last year in qualifying.
It was like 2 seconds as well. It was mad. It just shows really, they're not going to be looking too good.
Well, on
It's
that,
like
on that note, Williams is doing great in qualifying
they
again.
outqualified the Alpha.
My
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
are Williams.
Oh, yeah.
They keep getting absolutely ruined because, of course, both of them have not had the proper race development because, of course, they've always been at the back of the grid. So they're not fully integrated into actual racing with people. While they, in F1 cars, I mean, they are good drivers in general. The Tiffy sort of lagging behind a little bit, but overall doing alright. I'm just
That's what
glad
you'd expect from a pay driver.
Russell got out of Q1. I nearly cried. I immediately posted on Twitter, he got third. I was so happy.
It is so good to see that, isn't it? It is so good to see. I feel so bad for Russell though. Like he's showed his,
Oh my god, yeah.
he's just shown he is literally pure class. He is championship material. and he's
I
just not.
can
gonna get
understand.
the- He's not
I
going to get
understand
the
why
car to do it
Mercedes
yet.
wouldn't take him, but for
Why?
Racing Point to not take him on next season would be
Oh, God, yeah.
ridiculous.
The Racing Point won't take him on. Like they've got a good lineup. I mean, actually, no.
Have they?
Say, pause that. Yeah, hold that. I'm saying, to be fair to Stroll, he's actually not doing a bad job at the minute.
He's
No.
not.
I know
Yeah,
he's got.
he's
I know he's
doing
got a decent car.
much
I know
better.
he's got a decent car, and his results probably are a little bit inflated.
Yeah.
But Checo's
Yeah.
a good driver. Checo's gets the best out of that
quality.
car.
Yeah.
He might
Yeah.
have the off week,
He's
but
always
he gets
there.
the best out of that car so regularly. But they're talking about getting Vettel. Perez and Vettel would be a good team. I still don't think Vettel's got it anymore as much as he anywhere near as much as he did.
Nah.
I don't believe so either.
But even there's no way Perez and Vettel are going to be in the same team with Stroll's dad being the owner. It's just that's the problem with that team. Is as soon as Lawrence Stroll takes part of it, his son's always going to take up 50% of the seats, isn't he? So it's just.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a bit of a mismatched team because he's always going to be the number 2 driver in terms of pace, but in terms of actual financial clout or general clout within the team, he's going to be always going to be there or thereabouts, isn't he? Unfortunately.
Well, the thing is, I think Stroll will probably have to. Well, not Stroll as in Lance Stroll. I meant as Lawrence Stroll will have to take into account the fact that it's becoming Aston Martin. In Aston Martin, will take up. I think it's going to become the majority share of the company for just in total. So I think his sway with getting Stroll onto a seat will become less and less powerful as Aston Martin start begging for results, because they're a team that could get results if they, coordinated themselves. But
Yeah, but you got to think how much money is Lawrence Stroll going to be plugging into that team?
It's still
Yeah.
He's going to
sponsorship.
be
Of course,
He's a billionaire. He's going to have so much money. And without his money, the team won't be as strong as they could be. And he'll be like, right,
Well,
you
no, of
either
course not.
take my money and you've got the chance of decent results, and my son gets the seat, or I'll take the money elsewhere and I'll rival you.
Yeah.
Because
If I'm,
he could easily take his money and his son to some other team and push them
Back to
forward.
Williams.
I'm sure Haas
I
wouldn't
don't-
say no to him.
Or
And
Williams.
I'm surprised he's not.
well, yeah, I don't think Williams would take him back.
I think Williams
I think they've
would
learnt
take him
their
back.
lesson a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
Williams
Williams
would
would
take
take him
him
back
back
right
money.
now because they're trying to sell it. They're trying to sell it. And
They got
as much as I like
their last
Latifi,
podium
as much as I like Latifi, I don't think Stroll would be that bad in the Williams seat, really.
Well, yeah, you've got to
Both
point
page
out
runners.
the last podium for Williams, which just absolutely makes me sad, because if anyone deserves a podium in the Williams, it's Russell. Russell really deserves
He'll get his chance.
the results. Yeah, I mean, he's a good driver. He's shown he's a good driver. As much as I hate to say the sentence, the Williams can rival the Ferrari at this moment in time. Their best time was just like 2 tenths quicker than Russell's best time. Because Russell in Q2 didn't set as good a time as he'd won, I don't think. So, yeah, it's just... You just have to wait and see how Silverstone goes this week, but... Yeah, it's definitely a strange season, I suppose. Right, he's ready to move on to the quiz then.
The Beast Not Clock
Already?
quiz.
Ah, you've ruined
Yeah.
it, man! I was gonna add a whole little plan in my head!
Well, continue as you
Come on,
were
then.
supposed
Right,
to.
right,
Colin.
stop.
Cancel
Stop,
Steve.
pause.
Forget
Right.
what Kitsuba said. Just continue as you were.
Yeah,
Go
just
on then.
forget Steve
Yeah.
said anything.
Rewind the last 10
Yeah,
seconds.
right,
or so.
rewind. Yeah. Right, ready?
I can't, that
Ready?
was so-
So I think
Moment's
everyone
gone.
is good at the moment. Yeah, right. Let's move on.
So he's all ready for the quiz?
No.
Definitely going to
No,
be a strange quiz. this
no,
week,
'cause
as
Klopp's not here.
unfortunately you may have noticed Klopp's not here. So we have our own. ruined it now.
No,
I
you got
can't, I
this.
can't,
Push through. You got
I can't
this.
go back
Come on,
into what I
man.
was going to say now.
You got this. Come on. You got this easy.
So of course, since Clock isn't here, we have the Not So Clock Beast quiz this week. That is actually going to be, hopefully, just as good as Clock's. Maybe even better. We might have to replace Clock if
Don't
this
hold
does
your breath.
well.
I don't know. I'm gonna apologise to Scott and everyone watching now, in case it isn't as good. Oh yeah, apologies.
I
I'm
have
sure
faith in you,
it
mate.
will
Don't
be
put
fine.
yourself down.
But to be fair,
All right, then.
Clock has set a high bar with the quiz. So
Yeah.
Yes.
if you get anywhere near it, mate.
Yeah, that's
You had a short notice as well. Short notice. You get like
Yeah.
what, 3-4 hours with the clock, so you couldn't make it. So we'll give you that little bit of leeway.
Was Clark giving you any questions? Or have you been?
No,
I've
he's
just
done it.
I've just done it myself. Yeah.
This is the
Wow.
Beast Not Clock quiz. I don't care what kind of
yeah.
it is. Callum ruined it.
Hey, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, because you ruined it. I wasn't going to use your name. You ruined my plans.
I'll tell you what,
Alright.
this is good.
Damn you, Steve.
I'm happy to jump on the beast quiz bandwagon if this is better than Clark.
Alright then, let's stop chit-chatting and let's get on with the quiz.
Alright.
Go ahead, Beast.
So, the first question is, so obviously with the new structure of the calendar, we've had 5 new races recently added, being Imola, Sochi, Mugello, Nürburgring and Portimao, if I've said that right. But well, the question is basically order those 5 tracks in the most recently raced at, if that makes sense.
In F1? Or just in general?
Yeah, in F1, yeah.
Are they? Which ones are they?
Oh,
Imola,
okay.
Portimao.
Imola, Sochi, Mugello,
Oh, yeah,
Nürburgring,
Sochi's
Portimao.
Portimao.
Well,
Sochi.
Sochi's first. Yeah, Sochi.
Then it's
Sochi.
then it's Sochi.
Then
Then Imola. Then it's Imola. Then it's Portimao.
It's not.
Then it's Mugello.
Isn't it?
It's not Imola. Imola's never been raced out.
Germany.
Nürburgring was like
Sochi.
Germany.
15.
Oh, I forgot about Nürburgring.
Yeah.
So
Russia,
second,
Sochi, Germany.
Russia, Germany, Nürburgring, then Imola,
yeah,
then Portugal, then Italy. The great Mugello.
Yeah.
both Portimao and Mugello have never been raced before.
Oh, there we go then. So I was
So
right.
they're either way around here.
Oh, what a great first
The,
question.
the Portugal Grand Prix actually was supposed to be raced a couple of years ago, but they never actually decided to put it in.
There we go.
If I remember correctly.
Before, but it wasn't Portimao.
It wasn't the same track, no. It was a different
I
track.
think so, yeah. Alright, let's move on to
That
question
was a good
2.
question. I did like that question.
This one's a bit different. Which driver, team principal, and team advisor were reprimanded after breaking COVID protocol by not wearing masks whilst in contact with a member from another team?
Oh.
So there was three well-known people within the paddock who were reprimanded for coming together and having a chat without face masks on.
Were they part of a team? Yeah.
They were not all part of the same team.
They weren't.
Oh, it was
Oh, that makes it even harder.
was it Sebastian Vettel, Christian Horner, and what's his name, Helmut Marko?
Yeah, bang on, got all 3.
You're chill.
They were all in the.
I was
Red
thinking it
Bull
was
motorhome.
Vettel and Toto Wolff,
Yeah.
because I remember that there was something about them, but I think that was they were actually wearing masks. So
Vettel was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Having a chin wag with Christian Horner and Marco, yeah.
Interesting.
I'm surprised I got that
I've got to say,
right.
Beast,
That's
so far,
nice.
mate,
Well
so far, your questions are actually easier than Cox, because Callum's got one right. and he never gets
True.
one.
Oh, what do
Callum's
you mean? I
good
did
for-
get the very close.
Callum's good with the F1 question.
Yeah.
Right. Next
It's
question.
the SLR question
All
that's stopped me.
Question 3. We've got how many days was there between pre-season testing, so the final day of pre-season testing, and practice 1 at Austria? So
How many days?
between you
155
four,
days.
it's going to be whoever's closest. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
how many
no,
days between practice and Austria.
Yeah. Between practice at Barcelona.
Sorry, testing at Barcelona and practice at Austria.
Fucking hell.
But So between you, it's whatever's closest, and obviously the stream can kind of guess.
Oh God.
Anything.
I'm gonna start off. I'll start off. I'll be brave. I'm gonna say 126 days.
Oh, I'm going to say
Go around.
142.
Ooh, steep.
Callum, Ragnar?
I am gonna stick my neck on the line, and I'm gonna say, I don't know, man. 133 days.
Oh, go.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
Callum?
Oh, 100 and... I'd say 135 days.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay.
Put me in a good position
I can tell you
on this.
that it was an extra 113 days, but the total amount of days was 125, so I was closest to 126.
Oh, good job,
It
Owen.
was one off.
Nice.
You big simp.
I was miles out. I think it just
I'll
felt
take that.
wrong
Yeah, it
When
just
you
felt,
said
it
that
felt
was
like
only
200.
113 originally.
for me. Yeah.
Like everyone, I was like, oh, I've really
Felt
fucked
like
up.
260.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
have
it did
only
feel like a
been
full
close.
year.
Obviously, we have to wait another 113 days, which felt like ages. But at least it's
Yeah.
back. Alright, move on to question 4.
Go ahead.
Sticking with the coronavirus within F1, is which team had a member test positive for the virus whilst out in Australia?
McLaren.
McLaren.
Okay, that was an easy one.
Oh,
That was
it
the one that I
really
gave.
easy.
But yeah, you're right, it
One of
was.
the McLaren engineers, wasn't it?
It was.
They pulled out the race to see.
Awesome guy got it. Alright, then there's another 3 questions, but they're all based on just the SLR at Bahrain.
Go ahead.
Alright, so for the first one, I'm going to do a bit of a clock and base it a bit off myself. In season 4, so last season, after a race-long battle between Jocko, Crispy, and myself, what would the podium eventually look like? So who was first, second, and third?
Why knew you won?
This is
Oh.
at Bahrain last season.
Oh,
You,
Lord,
Clock and-
you're a-
You, Glock, and Preds. I have no idea, didn't race.
Hey,
Oh,
Zenon.
I missed a question. Sorry, I was inviting Zenon
I-
to the party. Sorry.
Pretty much the podium for Bahrain last season in Division 2.
Division 2. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Beast. He must have been up there.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah, there you are.
That's
Beast.
one.
Not Ranga.
was- no,
Ranga probably
This is
didn't
the one
turn
that I watched in the South African.
What did you say? What did you say, Stephen?
up. I don't know.
No, go on. What did you say? What did you say? Go
I
on.
said probably not Ranga. He probably didn't turn up for that one.
Yeah, you're actually right.
Yeah,
I
he
was going to
wasn't
say
at that
Gary, but he finished like P5, didn't he? Because that was his first race, and he did really well. But it wasn't him.
Oh, that's a tough question. Clock. I mean, it really
wasn't
is
Clock.
is it? No,
Was
no,
Smoke
it's
one of
probably
them?
Oh,
Smoke was taken out in qualifying and didn't have a great race,
Yeah.
I believe.
So I feel,
Crispy?
Oh,
Crispy was second,
Oh, Jocko.
and Jocko, Jocko was third.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
there we
sorry,
go.
three.
I thought it was a trick question because you said you had a race on battle them. I just assumed that, you know, let's say, you know, classic Jocko had done his usual and absolutely binned it.
Obviously. As he always does.
You know, I was
Joking.
thinking that as well. Because I remember, because you were kind of talking me through it the other day, Beast, and you said that how like your rivals, so to speak, had crashed out. But I remember now that you meant Smoke when you said that, because of course he won the first
Yeah.
race and you came second. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Alright,
Then
So-
feel free to get involved.
again,
Yeah. Zenon.
last season, this time in Division 1, General Marrow picked up a massive penalty for taking another driver completely out of the race. Who was this driver?
What season?
In Division 1, Marrow took
Freeman.
someone completely.
It was Freeman.
Marrow
Yes,
Mash.
he was didn't he, down the front straight?
Yeah.
Freeman got
Oh,
married.
that's
One of
bad.
these clips you'll ever watch.
I remember getting sent that for the end of season review. That was class to watch. That was.
I remember
doing the stewards for that.
sending it to you. I was scrolling through people's friends just trying to find it. Just found that absolute piece of comedy gold. Wonderful.
Ranga, I'm not sure if you remember. Do you remember the whole discussion about that clip? That was like
I remember.
10-minute discussion.
There was so many
us just
stewards discussions.
Pissing
yesterday.
ourselves laughing. We were all laughing our heads off. Shut up.
Laughing.
Yikes.
I previously had braces, I still overbite, so leave me alone.
Right, last
Move on to
question.
the
We were
last
all
one.
laughing
Last
how
one.
rubbish it was. Go on.
Who won at Bahrain in Season 1, Division 2?
You.
The very first race at Bahrain in Division 2.
Who's you?
Oh god.
The race winner.
So that again. So what's the question? What's the question?
The race winner in Season 1, Division 2 at Bahrain.
Clock.
It was a vote replays.
Oh, season 1. I thought you meant last
It
season.
was Evo.
Very
Brandon
good.
got the money.
Yeah.
It ended
Randy
up.
was always such a simp.
It was
he
always
just knows
moving
it,
up
didn't he?
as well.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know it, I'd be, be in the wrong place, wouldn't I?
Be a bad
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all the
Steve
questions.
should know this though. He's a league owner as well.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, but I wasn't in Div 2, was I?
I don't care.
I didn't actually race.
Rango won't know much of Div 3 questions. But
I
I don't either.
I didn't actually race. Yeah, shock. But I did.
He was absolutely shagging.
I
Usual.
did. Right. Great. I didn't actually. No, I didn't race, but I definitely watched the stream. I watched it religiously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Good stuff.
Thank
Well,
you for
that's
the
end
quiz
of
this
the
week,
quiz.
Beast.
No problem.
It was a good quiz. We might have to consider replacing. No, I'm joking.
I'm
Clock's
not
over.
too
He has to
fired.
stay.
No, I'm with you. Clock can move aside.
It's because you don't get any of the questions when Clock is doing it.
Oh, true.
Especially when he uses his he tries to flex with F1 knowledge to be like, oh yes, I know
Yeah.
who won. I know who won the race in.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
the
who
thing. I don't have
1950.
I know
I
who
just-
came first. I know who came first in practice 3 in the 1975 San Marino Grand Prix.
I just, if Beast could do it in a Swedish accent next week, then he's got the job.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If I did, I'd be offending a lot of people.
Alright, lads,
Yikes.
we'll move on so we can start to close out this stream. Alright, so of course, since we've had our first weekend this weekend, of course we have Driver of the Week. And of course,
Yay!
and of course, as you heard, Dark Zenon joined our party not
Who?
5 minutes ago. Dark Zenon? Yeah, it's Dark Zenon. Why are you making me feel like I said that wrong? You're such a plonker. I hate you so much. I
You're
sang
welcome.
your praises earlier. Don't do this to me.
Sorry.
Dark Zenon, are you here? I'm just making sure
Yeah.
you are actually available to talk.
Have you ticked your box?
Have you ticked your box,
Pretty
mate?
sure. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure that you have ticked your box, mate. So, Dark Zenon, Driver of the Week. How does that make you feel?
Well, I wasn't really expecting it because, I don't know. Well, I don't think I got it at all last season, which is kind of ironic. But then my first season,
How?
Div 1, I get it. Yeah.
No, you don't get, you don't get Driver of the Week for blitzing a league. Division.
Yeah.
Definitely not. You just don't. It's just not. We just don't like it.
It wasn't like
Do
that every week.
I'm gonna start last.
Mexican.
I'm gonna start last and finish first. Yeah, you will. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't even get it for doing that. I did that every time. But yeah, I mean, my qualifying was pretty mediocre, and I didn't know where I was gonna be with the pace or whatever. Like with the whole practice races, in the second grid. I finished well there, but then I knew grid 1 was obviously like with the faster people, so I wanted to see how I stacked up. But I think the main difference between Div 3 moving into Div 1 was like I was having like constant battles, and I think that's also to do with the game as well, like because of the new ERS system. It's like you just blitz it past someone on a straight, and then next straight you blitz it past back to them. You know, I was like, you know, it was me and Riggs going at it for like 15 laps straight. It was, you know, that's something that I missed last season, and like I'm pretty glad that I got moved up, so now I can do that more.
Do you feel like your wheel-to-wheel racing is going to be, well, what's the word, tested out a lot more this season than it was potentially last year?
Well, yeah, I hope so. Like, you know, being in like a DRS trainer or something like that, I've not experienced it as much. But I think I actually need to be like, I feel like my attacking's decent, but my defensive, a lot of the time I don't actually cover the inside. I need to actually start doing that or whatever. Last year I was awful with ERS management, so I am glad that they've changed it, because I had it's just like, you know, so much more simplified now, so that's decent.
Yes.
But yeah, I've just got to improve on that side of my game, like my defending.
That's fair enough.
Well, congratulations, mate, for a good race. Is anything you'd like to say?
Quick question though, I may just bump in. How are you?
Go ahead.
I haven't actually spoken to you in a while. How are you feeling about the season on a whole? What's your target? Where would you be happy to finish up?
If I could get a top half, I'll be happy. That was what I said last week, but then obviously I got a decent result this week. But you know, that can change whenever. If I'm in the top half, you know, like 9th, 8th, I think I can be around there. If I improve, then, you know, great. But I don't think I'll be going for like top 3 or top 5 yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Can I just ask how much practice do you put in? Just going off of Rich saying when he was talking about the victory and that he doesn't, you know, he's got a set amount of practice he likes. Have you got a set amount that you like, or do you just go for it, or are you putting in like more hours now that you've moved up? Is there anything changed?
I'm like putting the same amount, I think, because I feel like there's still the same amount of pressure. But I normally just do maybe like the day before, and like always like an hour before the race I go in Grand Prix and just, you know, do like the one-shot qualies in Grand Prix, because that actually gives you your quali pace rather than time trial, which is a bit artificial. So I do like a couple hours, not like extensive. But yeah, it hasn't really changed over the seasons.
Fair enough, mate. If you'd like to say anything else, feel free, but if not, I will then move on to the end of the stream.
Nah, that's alright.
Well then, yeah, I guess I'll start and do the outro. So, I can just... end the stream. Alright, well, actually, I've really enjoyed being a head admin. It's definitely been stressful, because at the same time as starting being a head admin for the league, I started a brand new job as well, so, yeah, it's actually been really fun. I do admit there is some things I do need to improve on, which is not just me, it is all the admins and of course some of the drivers. It's just communication. It's solid, but it can be improved. I know I told, I think it was Hicklin, that I needed a second party doing, and of course didn't get a single response from him, so that was fun. So that had to be quickly done last minute, even though I'd said it like 10 minutes before the start of the race, so that was fine. Yeah, I've definitely settled into the role. I do like being able to, you know, help with final say on things. I do know where I want, what things I want doing, and I know I can rely on most of my admins, and I know, of course, Gary's helping me out being one of the league owners, so yeah, just, of course, I will have to improve getting our communication lines with us admins down to a fine art, but of course, that needs doing with every division when there's a brand new admin team, so yeah, it's just getting it all down. Of course, I haven't had Barlow for the past 2 races we've done, which was the pre-season and this race, so I haven't been able to rely on him at the moment due to his own personal issues, so can't really fault him on that. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. That's all I can really say, unless you have anything else I've missed out.
No, that's good to know. I think it's nice to hear how you feel about it from my perspective, but I think it's quite interesting. I think, this would be interesting to see how you feel about it, as well as the drivers in your division. I'd imagine it's obviously, and probably how they can trying to come up with some ways and how they can make life a bit easier for you.
No, I mean, I know since we've had the change of, I know when Clock put that post with the gamer tag situation, that definitely did improve getting everyone added, but there's still a couple tweaks here and there I need to get sorted out with certain drivers, forgetting that there is actually a race because of the new time, so definitely gonna have to drill it into their heads that there is, of course, a race at that time now, so yeah, just have to wait and see, work out the kinks here and there, which is now, since we've done the first race, is not actually, some of the things I thought would be needed to be done didn't really need doing, which was like making sure everyone got into parties, making sure everyone was actually, you know, properly doing everything that we need them to do, like not readying up. So yeah, I mean, Neelix has been a great help. I'm glad I appointed him as an admin, and I'm glad Hicklin again has a great not great communication, but he does have a good input and does talk a lot with the drivers in the league, in the division. So yeah, Barlow as well has been acting as sort of a you know, communicator alongside Hicklin, talk to everyone in parties and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely been less stressful than if I'd done it by myself. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Wouldn't be much fun doing it by yourself.
And I think I've got a strong lineup this year for my division. So yeah.
What do you think about your own chances?
My own chances, if I can. Well, okay. This is going to make me sound like
this season. Sorry, not this season. This last weekend, you showed some really good pace, I thought.
Yeah, just I made some errors, which of course I'm prone to. I was yeah, it'd been a long week, and I was like, God, okay. And then it came to qualifying, won my first lap, I invalidated. I was like, oh no. So put the RS on none, immediately went back out on a lap, got third, and then stayed fifth until I was trying to go for another lap because I thought I could improve, and then some guy parked on the apex. I can't remember who it was, and I couldn't be bothered to clip it because I was so angry. Went around the corner, had to take a weird line because he parked on the apex, and then ended up spinning at the Morgan Masher, I think it's now called. So yeah, and in the race I of course made some bad strategy calls. Well, it wasn't really bad strategy calls, it was just the strategy wasn't playing out right. I did go on to drives a bit. I think I did go on to drives a bit too early, and then suffered. Luckily, the only guy who passed me, actually span out and crashed. So
who's that?
Luckily, think it was one of the McLarens, I believe. I'll quickly check it out. I think it was because both McLarens were out this race, so I actually have to go into the announcements to see who was in.
That's right. We never get a picture. But yeah,
I think it was Blaze, but yeah, yeah. So I think I have a good chance if I can get Gito moved up into Div 1 because he's definitely Div 1 player. Pace.
I don't even want him in Div 1.
he's
so quick. He's so quick.
Like I've said this before, I'm fully aware of. I think actually, to be honest, people will probably be interested to know what the process is in terms of moving people up. Obviously, there is a system that we are going to play to. We will have up to 5 races in the division, and then if we feel like someone needs to be moved, then they'll be moved. I know there's a lot of talk about Gito, and I know he very quick in. He was very quick in the race on Monday night, and he's been very quick in lobbies and quick on TT and all this and all that. But what it comes down to is how quick he is on Saturdays at 6, and
where did he finish?
He finished like 7th or something.
Remember.
He was should he have not made a mistake, he probably would have won that race. No disrespect to anyone else, but
Yes,
I think it looked
I
like
totally
he was going to
believe
win
that.
that race. But at the end of the day, he made mistakes, and I think that's what we saw in him in his trial to put him in Div 2. I think honestly, if we'd known his pace was like it is right now, he probably would have been put in Div 1 right now. But at the minute, we haven't seen just enough to warrant moving him. Plus,
Justify it,
you have to consider he is not blown the field away, anything of the sort yet. And also, he has a full-time seat in Div 2, so to move him from a full-time seat in Div 2 to a reserve seat in Div 1 would be a bit peak, and it's something we want to avoid unless we really have to. Saying that, it's obviously a long season, and even if he wasn't to dominate after 5 races, there's a chance he could dominate the next 17. So it's not like it's not a decision that's going to be easily made, I can imagine. But so that goes for him and for anyone else. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, Owen could come up next Friday night and absolutely smash everyone and do it for the following 4 weeks and be like, right, Owen to elite. It could be.
And then just
I like
absolutely fall
how-
off the pace immediately.
I like how I'm not mentioned in that.
Yeah.
What do you know if I wasn't mentioned?
I mean, I'm sorry,
gotta-
but I got
we've
punted,
to keep it
so
realistic. We've got to keep it
Steve
realistic.
will get the McLaren points next week.
With 4 pending.
no, I mean,
Oh my god.
You haven't seen my true pace yet. You haven't seen my true pace. I got smashed out in lap 1. I mean, I was going to go through and win that race.
To be fair, you were in a
Like,
solid point
no.
position and then did get taken out.
Yeah, I was in about 8th or 9th. 12 in the first half of the lap.
I do
No,
admit
podium,
there was some
yeah.
times
I just want one podium. That'd do me. This season, if I had one podium, right, that'd be like Hamilton winning the championship, the world championship.
You've got to
That's how
stop
much that
overthinking
means to
about
me.
this bloody podium, mate. The more
I
you
haven't.
keep thinking podium, you're just going to drive yourself insane. Just race, man. Just take it as it comes. Because next time you're going to be on a podium,
Oh my
you're going to be
God, I
thinking,
didn't
oh my god, podium. Just brick it. Just chill. You just got to, just enjoy the race, mate. Because the more you think about podium, you're just going to drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I do know there is some.
No offense, it's been 4 long seasons and it's not done yet. So the more you just,
It
you
got
just gotta,
closest ever come last season though, so that's what you got to take the pluses.
yeah, of course you gotta take the pluses.
Yeah.
Just go nuts with it. Just be like, when it comes, it comes. It's not gonna be every week. It's not gonna, might not be for ages, but you just gotta.
It's gonna be Saturday. What are you on about?
You know what? I hope so. I really do hope so.
We all hope so.
We all hope so, for God's
I think we
sake.
do. Steve, our fan club's been a bit
I know.
quiet
Then we
recently.
can stop. Yeah, then we can stop talking about it then.
It'll be
And then
good.
we're gonna be-
I'm back in action now. I'm allowed to come back into the party, so everything's gonna happen this weekend.
I think we're going to be like Liverpool fans when Steve gets on the podium. We'll just come out of the woodwork. We've been hiding for about 5 years, and we'll just.
Okay. As a Liverpool fan, that is totally, completely true.
Yeah, I'm fully aware it is.
Alright, lads, I'm going to have to end the stream here. We've been going for nearly an hour and 25 minutes. Bloody hell. So yeah, I am going to